Okay, so let me introduce myself then. So
Yes,
yes,
please.
I am indeed Max, or also known as Waxx on the internet, and I am a co-founder of Ancient Forge Studio together with Antec. It is a company that we set up in 2019, and even though you can only see our faces on our website, we have plenty of other guys helping us out, working full time on the game. Can't forget about them, because if it wasn't for everyone who contributed to the game definitely wouldn't be as good as it is
That
right
requires a
now.
smiley.
So yes, I also work on the game in the capacity of a lead programmer / producer / designer. So I tend to do a lot of different things actually when it comes to our project. I don't do anything in regards to art though. That is something that we have other people way more skilled to do. I just do the coding, some of the design, and then scheduling stuff.
Speaking of coding, Waxx,
Yes.
you see the stream right now as well, right?
Yeah.
What's up with the chairs not latching onto the tables yet?
Oh.
How many times am I gonna be screaming at you for that?
It is something that I actually have planned, so
Good.
yes, it's coming.
Good.
Definitely.
I just gotta
We've
move
all
this.
played The Sims. We know how it's supposed to work.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Well, so, I mean, we kind of brushed over it a little bit, but I would like to know what is your relation to the game, like, from the very beginning. If you could talk a little bit about that while I build some things.
Okay. So maybe we can go all the way back to 2019 then.
Sure.
Because the Tenants started off as just this premise for the game that we had, or actually Antec came up with. Because he was watching this one TV show called Shameless, and apparently there was one character in the show who was like an actual landlord, and they were complaining about the tenants, saying how they basically got all of their apartment messy, and so they were venting their frustrations about how tough it is to be a landlord and make money off of this. And so when he saw that one particular scene, he instantly thought about, oh, so if it is that problematic and if so many things can actually go wrong, and they do go wrong all the time, you hear about it too.
Mm-hmm.
We've all rented an apartment, maybe not all, but you know what I mean. And so
I'm renting right now.
Yeah, so it's naturally relatable. It instantly gives you a lot of different ideas as to where you can take this gameplay to.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came to me and basically presented the idea. We talked about it some more, and then decided that it would actually be a pretty cool and interesting idea to prototype, considering that we're also involved with Frozen District guys who had made House Flipper.
Yeah.
So we instantly thought that, oh, actually, it would be a very good game to make with those guys, because obviously those games are similar, and then we can bring some of the players from House Flipper over to the Tenants, and then we can create this one big community between those two games and cross-promote our game through their game, and then they can also promote their game through our game. And so we naturally realized that this would be a good partnership. And so we built the prototype, and the prototype was very, very wonky. And actually nothing really, like, even in terms of assets and definitely coding, but there's nothing in the game right now.
Uncle Steven, it's interrupting you right now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That existed at the prototype stage. And so, yeah, so we built that prototype. We all sat down, evaluated the project, talked about it with, Frozen District guys, and bounced off certain ideas as to how the full game could actually look like. And so together decided that, oh, this project Alex, let's build it.
Okay. Well, you did a good job so far.
Yeah. Thank you for saying.
I'm really enjoying it.
There's still plenty to come. We've only really been working on it again for 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't think it's even been full 2 years. But yeah, there's still plenty of features on the roadmap.
Yeah, we'll get to the get to the roadmap a little further in. Right. Well, so you actually also answered my second question already, which was what inspired the making of the game. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it was that one show. And it was all Antic too. He just presented the idea to me, and I was instantly like, oh yeah, this makes sense. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, so here's the thing about the giveaway, guys. What I forgot to say in the beginning is that if you're not here to receive the giveaway, I'm going to pass it on to someone else. Since I didn't say that, I have now written Lewis's name down. I know he lurks every single stream when I stream. So the key for Lewis is going to stay with him. But the next giveaways here, if you're not here when I actually announce the... Oh shit, we got roaches.
Oh no.
Bug alert! Oh, she hasn't even called me yet for it.
Oh, she will. In time.
She's just enjoying the roach. Oh, there you go. Now she's upset about it.
She's panicking a little. Oh.
Alright, Uncle, get in. Let's see here. Also forgot to say, Kill Mr. Release, I think is the name. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, those are some big...
That they're huge? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to keep up with chat as well. If you see any questions in there, you really feel like answering them, just go ahead.
I can tease that we're actually gonna have an option to... I mean, we teased it on our Discord already, but there's gonna be an option to disable the roaches, and instead you're gonna have nice-looking cacti that you're gonna...
what about mini Steves instead?
Mini Steves, okay. Oh, that could give people wrong ideas.
There is a question that is interesting from Stella. They said, will there be a way to deal with cabinets not lining up with the wall? Maybe half with cabinets for each set? Or my idea would be allow us to just move things... we can somewhat move things fluently, but have maybe even less of a grid, if you know what I mean?
Yeah. It is definitely something that we've talked about a lot, and something that we're constantly working on, and we'll be working on more in the future with new assets. Because, there's definitely a lot of areas where you can line up everything as you would like to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is on our radar.
Okay, good. And Fabled, yes. I'm doing 8 giveaways today. So there will definitely be more giveaways. And guess what? The next giveaway for this game is right now. You can start buying tickets, getting in within the before the clock says 9 p.m., which is my local time. That's in 49 minutes. We're going to be giving away another key for the Tenants. So you can already now start buying your tickets and get in there. Hey, what up, Hydra? All right, next question. Why is Steve, Uncle Steve, why is he called Steve?
Oh, so Uncle Steve in the Polish version of the game is called Uncle Stefan. And Stefan is actually a maybe not a common name, but it's certainly a name that comes to your mind when you're thinking about like uncles. And when you're thinking about this particular uncle that is like this handyman basically, and is able to do all this work around the house, and when you think about the way that he looks like, he's got his beard and he has a little stash and whatnot. So it's just a name that feels like a name that this guy could have. And so once we came up with that, we basically just like translated it to English, and then came up with Steve.
Okay. I mean, if it were me, I would have made it Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob, yeah.
Because Bob Saget.
Yeah. Good work too.
Well, that's just me. Okay.
But I've already got used to him, being Steve.
Yeah, me too. I like Uncle Steve, and I like the way, when he comes in and renovates and cleans up, and he goes and does his little humming. Go, lur, 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 lur. I think that's I think that's really good.
Our sound designer definitely had a lot of fun recording.
Yeah, if at some point what I would really like, if possible, and you don't have to answer here now, but I would love to get the sound bit of just him humming, just the sound file, because
Yeah.
I do have some stuff I would love to use that for on the stream. If you just joined the stream, guys, the other guy talking on the stream right now is Waxx. He is one of the lead developers of this game. And I invited him in to come in and talk about the game today during this event. The Tenants is doing a whole event at the moment. Actually, I can pull that up on Twitter real quick so you guys can see. There's still a few more days going, right?
Yes, we're celebrating our first sale. The Tenants is now available 20% off. So if you perhaps don't get your key during this giveaway, maybe consider buying the game if you want to, or telling your friends about it. This is the moment to purchase it now.
Yeah, so it's 20% off right now, and also you have giveaways on. Look, it's me right there.
Oh yeah, it is.
And you also have the opportunity tomorrow to go to Axis for Luck and Vita Morse. On these two stream tomorrows, there also is going to be giveaways. I don't know how they're doing theirs, if they're doing it in the same fashion I'm doing it, but you definitely have more options to win the game if you don't want to spend out and buy it right now. Let's see, let's close that again. Will we see any form of Twitch integration in the future for the game?
It is definitely something that is on our radar. That is something that we've talked about. I think we even talked about it previously in the past, right?
I might have been the one that gave the idea.
Yeah, you might have been the one. But it's definitely something that's going to have to wait until after we've gone through the full release of the game.
Okay.
Because at first we want to complete all of our features that are necessary to have the full Tenants experience, just as a regular player.
Yeah.
And then we can start to think about expanding it and bringing in more streamer interactions.
Yeah.
Although there have been already a few cool ideas as to what we could do with it.
Yeah.
There are, we could, for instance, have people from the chat appear as customers, or just people going and visiting your properties when you're doing your open houses.
Yeah.
And so that could be fun. Or they could even be your actual tenants and perhaps influence the game in some way.
I mean, yeah, to me that would be the. Oh yes, Ilavagod, I'll get that question right after this. To me, that would be one of the cool things if you have an open house, and then, depending on what settings you set up, you'll be able to choose to either have subscribers come in as people visiting your open house, or basically anybody who follows the channel. And if you choose one of those, one of the viewers to be your tenant, then they will get the option to do, for example, hashtag wall paint. And if they put hashtag wall paint in the chat, the character in game will then call the landlord asking for a new wall paint, for example.
Yeah, that is definitely one of the ways that we could go about it. Or we even thought about giving sort of viewers the ability to sabotage your game in a way. And for instance,
roaches.
Yeah, exactly. Like spawn some roaches and just annoy you, and yeah, that could be fun as well in its own way.
Ilavagod is asking, is there gonna be any form of Steam Workshop with the game in the future?
Oh boy, this is definitely a huge subject, and I can't confirm it nor deny it, but it is definitely an area that we have been exploring, and we will be exploring more in the future, because we want it, but the issue is we don't know whether or not we're going to be able to actually implement it in the game, considering that we've already built a lot of it, and then implementing it would require a lot of different modifications to the way that we handle assets and basically change our entire asset pipeline. Which, by the way, doesn't mean that we don't want to do it, but it might just turn out that it's going to be way too much work, and work that could also, at the end of the day, be or rather, the modifications that we're going to have to do will turn out to be kind of buggy in implementation and dangerous in some ways. So we'll have to evaluate it whether or not it's going to make sense for our game and actually research some of the technical terms
Yeah.
and some of the technical issues that are going to be there. But since I'm the lead programmer, I can tell you that I'm going to be doing it, and we'll try. We'll definitely try
Yeah.
to get it in the game.
That's cool. I think Steam Workshop would be a cool addition to the game. One of the ideas that I'm not sure if I already pitched that, but one of the things I would love to see in the game, like 2 Point Hospital, for example, in the actual UI of the game, you are able to pull up the folder structure of your, like for example, if you click upload image, it'll open up a folder on your PC where you need to drop in an image, right? And then, for example, this frame I have right here, I would be able to click the frame and say use custom photo, and then you would have the photos from that folder. Because I mean, that's another thing in terms of Twitch integration and having it a very streamable game and having a lot of content creators have fun with this would be to upload like photos of subscribers or just viewers, or even this is where Twitch integration would be even cooler. If you could put up when you put up a new frame like this, you could have an item in here called viewer frame or subscriber frame. Could be a silver frame around it and a golden frame for subscriber. And then as soon as I pull up a frame, it will pick a random viewer from the chat and just throw them up there. Or a random subscriber as soon as you put that in. And all of that is possible with Twitch integration.
That does sound like a good idea, yeah. But in terms of your original question regarding whether or not we're going to allow players to upload essentially their own files into the game, it is actually something that we also talked about. We've also thought about letting players choose like a custom player avatar instead of just using the ones that we have prepared.
Yeah, where's my avatar, Waxx?
Oh, your avatar. Aren't you using it? Oh, wait, you said...
I don't have glasses.
Yeah.
Of course I'm using it, but,
Maybe you should get glasses then,
I think it's easier for you guys to delete some pixels than for me to go get glasses. Also, I don't want to get glasses. Stella is saying, I don't have any other questions. I just wanted to thank you for this game. And for House Flipper. House Flipper is a game I've played a ton with my friends, comparing houses and making up stories about the people we are making them for. Please keep up the amazing work.
Nah, thank you very much.
And Camo's asking, is there anything on the roadmap to where we can pay for the tenants to be in an Airbnb or caravan while we upgrade the houses rather than just kicking them out? And it's actually a perfect time for me to just pause. Oh, I can't pause while I'm in building mode. Let me see. Am I done here? I'm done here. Because I did want to bring up the roadmap. Let's see here.
So I can actually say that this is something that's going to come with the Tenant update. We're working on a system called requests, where your tenants will be messaging you saying that they picked up a new hobby and they would like you to redesign some of the apartments so that they can have their stuff there because they joined a band, for example, and they want to have more room for their new instrument that they picked up and stuff like that. So it is gonna come in that sense. Although again, it's gonna be triggered by certain things happening in the game. For now, it's not going to be like the full-on ability to totally redesign the entire apartment, because then that is also problematic. Because what if you agree to, for example, what if you have a tenant that pays $2,000 in rent, and then you have a certain standard in your apartment, and then you decide to redesign it, and then you basically just sell all the furniture and tell them to come back. And once we started thinking about like those things and those problems, we realized that there would have to be a lot of like new additional systems that would essentially check whether or not you made too many modifications to the point where you were trying to make money like off of those and sort of cheat your way through. And so for now, instead of handling all of that, we decided to come up with this request system where you're basically gonna have that to an extent, and then your tenants also gonna be rating you and leaving you like a review, kind of like your job clients do, and there's gonna be like a separate tab for tenant reviews.
I think it definitely makes some interesting gameplay if you're able to move them into a different place and then do changes. But it would be like I'm guessing it could be done with the percentage, like percentage of changes. So the game calculates how many percent of the original furniture is still there after what has been asked to be done. But I like the way you're planning on doing it. I pulled up the roadmap. And
the Tenant update is the one that we've just been talking about, and it's the one that is gonna be coming soon-ish. I can unfortunately.
Does soon rhyme with June in that case?
I can't answer that question.
You can't answer it?
I can.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we're not committing to any dates. We just want to get it right first.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Then test it, and then work on localization as well. You're in the team, so you know that.
Yeah, I'm expecting an email saying, "Hey, Raw, how about you translate all of these words?"
And then new content, right? Yeah. And there's gonna be a lot, so just so you know.
Yeah. Okay. So, is there a? And this is one of my questions as well. Is there any ETA to any of these? Or do you have like, okay, so this is going to be soonish, but we haven't really put any ETAs for the other.
Right.
I'm guessing you have it
this way. Like internally, we obviously have everything scheduled.
In
Antec, we don't like our schedules, and so we know when we want to get these updates and things out of the way. But we also understand that sometimes either certain things take a little bit more time than you anticipated, or sometimes along the way you get a better idea and you still want to reiterate and work on it some more. And so we don't want to commit to any dates, because then perhaps if we have a better idea, we're going to feel the pressure to know we actually have to release this thing now because we promised the update is coming out in, say, a month from now. So we don't want to put ourselves in that situation. But I will say that since we mentioned on our Steam store page that we want to finish all work related to the early access version of the game in about a year to a year and a half. And then if you take that and divide it by the number of major updates that are there on the roadmap, I think you can come up with a reasonable estimation as to when these updates should be coming out.
Yeah.
Just a hint.
Okay.
Although it has to be said that the last update that is gonna introduce the third district to the game is definitely gonna be the biggest one, so it might take some more time compared to the other ones.
Okay. Oh, this guy right here.
But we actually begun working on some of the things from all these later updates. So,
what do you mean?
for example, you know how we have the ability to like choose different color variants for your furniture plan?
Yes, please.
Yes, that is actually planned for the renovation update. And so actually last week we finished the system for it.
And renovation update, are you able to say like before August, before September, before November, or?
Oh, I see you're trying so hard to get it.
Of course I am. I mean, I got 22 people watching here, and they expect me to ask these questions.
This year.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there a date for like the 1.0 launch? Do you have like a estimate? Are we talking 2022 or 2023?
Yeah. 2022, a year to a year and a half from now.
Okay. That's good information.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to be that game that is stuck in early access for like 5 years. It's definitely not going to happen.
Good. That's always good to know. If I seem distant sometimes, it is just because I'm really bad at multitasking and I'm trying to build and do stuff. So there's actually something moving on the screen, and I'm doing some stuff while also asking you all these questions.
Yeah, sure.
And looking at the questions I actually have. One thing I would like to know is, and this might be a tough question, but what do you enjoy most about the game? Like, what's your favorite part of the Tenants?
What is my favorite part?
Yeah, I mean, this is your baby. This is something you've been working on for so long, and when it was finally out, and now you have the game in your hands, and I'm sure you've sat down and play tested many times.
Yeah.
So the question is,
I actually really like Uncle Steve and all the gameplay elements related to him, because I've coded all those interactions myself, so I have a personal relationship with him, you could say. And there will be more things that I can do with Steve in the future. More coming, more different mechanics and features that we have planned. So yeah. By the way, shout out to Rito in the chat.
Yeah, Rito is amazing. Rito is one of the moderators of the Tenants Discord as well, and does an amazing job. Ruby says.
Yeah, aside from that, I would say. Oh, hold on. Let's answer the question maybe first.
No, go ahead. I'll keep Ruby in mind and ask you right after. Finish your thought.
Okay. So I was saying that aside from Steve, it's gonna be a lame answer, but pretty much like everything. I'm really happy with how the game turned out, and it's definitely a pleasure to work on it every day, especially with our community and some of the people that we've gathered around the game. We have a lot of like actual fans now, and people who play the game religiously and are waiting for new updates and new content. And as the game developer, that is all really that you can hope for.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
That game, yeah.
I mean, having the people, because I mean, technically,
it's always fun with people, right, on board.
Absolutely, but technically, you're only two guys. It's you and Antec, and then you do have people who help you in terms of art. But this is your vision. This is your game.
Just hold on, I'm gonna correct you here. I wouldn't say that because I don't want people to think that we do like most of the work, or that we do it all. We have right now at Ancient Forest Studio, we have 11 people with us, and those are all people working on the game full time, and they absolutely deserve all recognition, because without them, as I mentioned before, this game wouldn't be here today.
Yeah. Well, thank you for correcting me. My point still stands, though. Shit, we got roaches again. That's 11 people in comparison to maybe 10,000 fans of the game. And my point here is that in any game development where the developers really listen to the community, granted, I don't think any game will ever benefit from the developers listening to the community to a point where they divert from the original vision of the game. But getting all that feedback and having all of those people really excited for the game, I am 100% sure is also going to help the further development of the game.
Yeah, especially with the Tenants, because the Tenants as a game is actually quite a unique game if you think about it. There really isn't anything else like that on the market where you get to play as a landlord. And so one of the challenges that we instantly faced was, what are we going to do for gameplay? Because we had the premise, right?
Yeah.
We want to build a game where you get to live the fantasy of being a landlord. But when we started thinking about it a little bit more, we realized that it's not as easy as it sounds in terms of translating into actual gameplay. Because even though you have all those crazy stories, as people say, oh, I've been renting out this apartment and this happened and that happened and then I had to call my landlord, or you have stories from people who are actual landlords and they say that they have these crazy tenants that they couldn't get rid of, or roach infestations and whatnot. The problem with all of that is that that stuff doesn't happen every day, right?
No.
There's a lot of downtime when
Hey,
you're
Asamano.
there's a lot of days where, you know, these are just like regular days and nothing happens, right?
Yeah.
So instantly face this dilemma of one, we could either do what we ended up doing, which is giving you more stuff to do and sort of like jobs and different responsibilities to kill that time as you work your way up, and sort of focus more on the moment-to-moment gameplay where you get to work on individual houses and individual apartments, and then you get to design all of them in great detail. Or we could zoom out and focus on more macro-oriented gameplay, where we would have, let's say, you would start off with 15 apartments, right? And with 15 apartments, all those issues that people have every week or every couple of weeks, suddenly with 15 apartments, it feels like, you know, things are breaking all the time. But if we went with that direction, unfortunately, we'll lose a lot of the like the relaxing vibe that the game has.
Yeah.
We just again get to sort of forget about your tenants, at least for a little bit, and then focus on designing this one, you know, beautiful apartment that he bought.
Yeah.
And some people even spend like an hour just in renovation mode. You know,
Oh, I can easily do that as well.
In the suburbs. Yeah, exactly. So we didn't want to lose that, right?
No, a thing that I think is like it's a curse when it comes to game developments these days, is that a lot of studios and a lot of game developers are trying to make a game that kind of branches out and reaches too many people, if you know what I mean. Like the game will become generic, where I feel like every single game needs to be a niche. They need to have their own community. If a game appeals to too many people, it becomes boring. I feel like it's very important that I mean, it's the same thing. Food, women, men, if you're a woman, and games and clothing, colors, we all have different tastes. And I don't think you should be trying to like, as a game designer, a game developer, to reach out and hit every single marker, because you're just going to make a mess.
Because then, unfortunately, you water down your entire design, basically.
Yeah.
And your entire idea for the game.
So, and that's where I feel like it's important for game designers to like be true to their vision. Say this is our vision, and then it's okay that some people don't like it. It's not a problem that somebody says, "Yeah, I don't like this game." That's fine. You like something else, and that's cool too. I actually just wrote a tweet about it the other day because you know, E3 is going on right now, and all I saw in the different chats, and I know other people noticed it as well, is that there's a lot of people, if there's a game that is being displayed at E3 and a lot of people are excited about it, people who don't like that game will then hate on those people who are excited about that game. I'm like, why? Why do you have to be like, just let the people enjoy
exactly
what they enjoy. Like,
not every game has to be for you, essentially, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Right. So with the Tenants specifically, the original question was about community and listening to players, right? So with the Tenants specifically, we definitely wanted to do early access, simply because we wanted to test whether or not certain gameplay elements that we came up with are actually going to resonate with people.
Yeah.
And we wanted to use early access here to check in which direction our players want us to go, whether they actually perhaps want to move away from that like micro scale to the macro that I mentioned, or will they want us to double down and sort of work on some more things that can help them just relax, you know, tune out, work on some apartments, flip certain units, and then just have some cool, interesting one-to-one tenant interactions. And but so
this is where you're working on the creative mode, right?
Yeah, exactly. That was what I was going to say. That's why we actually started working on the so-called creative mode.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a special mode where things will be a little bit different, and things and you will have a more laid-back experience, I could say.
Yeah. Where you can just
For
sit and
instance,
do this without having all the other stuff and all the phone messages coming in constantly.
Right. So, for instance, when you're in a renovation right now, even though time moves, time is slower, right? It still moves. But in creative mode, that won't be the case. The game will actually pause when you enter renovation mode.
Okay. So, question. Actually, let me just do that. If you can give me a short answer, that would be good. Why not just have it as a difficulty option to, for example, let me go to right here and then click a button here that says allow pause of time during renovation. Instead of creating a whole new creative mode, then just allow players the freedom to choose if they want that to be on or off. Wouldn't that be both easier for you guys and for a development aspect, but also just give people the freedom to do it if they want to?
The problem with that design-wise is that if you let people do that without certain other modifications that we're going to be putting in the creative mode that I can't necessarily talk about right now, then the experience that they would get from the game wouldn't be what they think it would be, as we thought about it
that makes
a lot.
sense.
And unfortunately, certain gameplay elements tied to time work in a certain way where just giving you the option to pause would make things a little bit messy.
Okay.
So unfortunately, it's got to be tied to certain other modifications.
Got it.
To the gameplay.
Understand. Let's go to the question from Ruby. Ruby says, hi, would you be considering doing any in-game events where we could maybe do some tasks and earn special furniture based on the event? For example, something for Valentine's Day or Christmas, etc.
I'll put it this way. We haven't really thought of anything like this, but it does sound interesting. And I'll be sure to put it up on our internal board of ideas.
Nice. Good one, Ruby.
So, yeah. Actually, a good idea. Thank you, Ruby.
It just occurred to me that in line with Ruby's question, another thing that that could be cool also to engage the entire community and the big fan base around the game would be like contests where, for example, a designing contest, design the most beautiful bedroom or stuff like that, and then the development team will choose,
Yeah, we are actually going to run a community event that is going to be a little bit like that. But I can't necessarily share all the details, but it's going to happen on our Discord. So if you guys are not on the Tenants Discord yet,
Rito, can you drop the Tenants Discord in chat, please?
Be sure to
join. Because that's cool. And,
wait, I think I can do it too. Hold on.
I mean, I would love to have a... no, I don't think you can, but I can just make you VIP real quick. Hang on. VIP at I always forget your username.
Frog112, yeah.
There you go. You're now a VIP in my channel, which also means that if you answer people in chat, your name will stand out a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
So, for example, if you look at my chat, man, would I love to have a painting in the game with that face on it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This one. It is a good emoji, yeah.
So you just tell me. I'll send you the high quality version of it if whenever you're ready to put that on a poster. There we go. Thank you, man. Am I done with questions? No, I'm not even close to being done with questions. So I read about some changes you did to the game recently in terms of the Tenant Traits. So if you could tell me a little bit about, how was it before, how was it after, and why did you decide to change the trade system?
Right.
Maybe we should start, because I think there's some people in here who've never played the game, so maybe they don't know what the traits are.
Okay. So right now, what we have in the game is we have the system called core tenant qualities. And these are basically 4 stats that each tenant has. And we assign a value in the range of 1 to 100 for each of those stats. And then we use those stats to basically decide what the tenant is going to be doing at any given day.
Just so I understand as well, is that in correlation to, like, for example, a tenant who is an alcoholic or one who is like a gym buff or stuff like that?
Yeah, exactly. But the problem that we've run into with that is that when you have such a fluid system, sometimes it's difficult to see the differences between the different tenants. Because it's way easier to see that 2 tenants are different if, say, tenant A does Y and then tenant B does Z, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with the fluid system that we have right now, we unfortunately don't necessarily have that cutoff. And we have certain interactions and certain events that happen to all of them, but it's just the frequency that gets tweaked a little depending on the exact stat value. So we decided that it's actually a kind of a bad approach that we took, because again, you can't necessarily feel those differences in game as much. And so what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be introducing Tenon Traits, which are going to be unique modifiers to tenant behavior. And so each tenant is going to have 4 traits. Some are going to be positive ones, some are going to be negative, and then we also have a bunch of neutral ones.
Okay.
And each trait is basically going to influence the way they behave and the way you interact with the tenant in a very specific manner, so that you just instantly sort of feel like, okay, that guy's different because I have to do X, Y, and Z to handle him, but this other guy, he doesn't care about X, Y, and Z, and he just wants your ABC, for instance, right?
Okay.
And so we believe that system is going to bring more variety to gameplay and is going to make it more interesting.
I think it's going to even make it more clear as well when in terms of
exactly.
Because
it's going to be more readable, and you'll be able to understand the game a little better.
I gotta be honest, I feel like there's a lot of alcoholics in this game at the moment.
yeah, definitely.
I can't wait till there's, more.
There's gonna be more archetypes too.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that. That's coming in the next update.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good. But I'm interested to see the new trade system. That's gonna be really amazing.
Yeah.
Ruby says, with your plans of offering furniture in different colors, could you do a slide so we could maybe choose a lighter or darker shade of a color? That's actually a good idea. I mean, the proposal I gave you was, when you click a kitchen countertop, for example, allow us to choose the bottom color and the top color, like different types of wood, stone, and then the color of the cabinets. But yeah, that would be cool if you could also say, okay, this needs to be let's say you pick a very light wood, then you could slide the darkness of that wood or the darkness of the red color on the cabinet.
For now, we're going to be doing presets, but this is definitely something that we can consider in the future and work on some more. But for now, these are going to be presets, simply because of the way that we actually apply color to our models.
People put washing machines in the bathrooms in Denmark as well, Ruby. That's very normal here.
Yeah,
maybe it's not normal in the United Kingdom, but
it's actually the same in Poland.
Nice. What else do I have?
In terms of the traits, I can perhaps tease some of the traits that we're gonna have.
Yes, we love teasers.
Of course, you love teasers, right? So, for instance, you can have a tenant that will be unfazed, and what that means is that you will not have, or you will suffer reduced penalties for saying no to them whenever they ask you something, right? You can have a tenant who will be handy, and they will attempt to fix stuff on their own. You might have a tenant who will be a slob, and they will unfortunately trash the apartment. And to give an example of a neutral trait, you're going to have, for example, tenants who can be described as social animals, and so their happiness will slowly increase when living with others, but it will decrease when living alone.
Okay.
So there are going to be certain new interesting mechanics as well that go with all the traits.
It makes sense because right now, if you built like a college dorm, for example, with 3 or 4 rooms in, there's not really any. I don't see why I should not turn every single building into a dorm right now.
Yeah.
So
with tenant traits, you will have to find people who will actually want to go for that.
Yeah.
Because just like we have the social animal trait, we also have a trait called loner. And for those people, happiness will increase when living alone, but it'll decrease from living with others.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Right. And so those are traits, but then we also have likes and dislikes. And for this, we just have a list of certain items or certain hobbies that a tenant can like or dislike. And so with this new system, you're basically going to have like this 3-tier hierarchy that describes your tenants and their behavior. So you're going to have your archetype at the top, and that informs you what kind of apartments they like, what they do, what events they can trigger. And then the traits inform you if they're a good or a bad tenant, and they kind of modify certain other gameplay elements, and they affect how you manage them. And in terms of likes and dislikes, that is also going to come into play with a couple of new other systems, and it basically affects ways you can increase their happiness.
Okay.
Because one of the big things that we're actually going to be introducing with the tenant update are going to be these so-called services that we've already teased in our teaser on Steam. Because right now, the big thing that everyone has noticed, and that we've also noticed, is that you can't necessarily interact with your tenants by taking the initiative and actually like calling them to do something. You have to wait for them to basically complain to you about stuff, and only then you can sort of decide what to do with it.
Yeah.
But with the tenant update, we want to introduce new ways that you can start interactions with your tenants, new ways that you can influence.
Could you give an example of a new way?
Modify their happiness, right? Oh, so for example, a new way might be a service where you send in a makeup artist to make your tenant happier by having someone do their makeup for them, right? And you're gonna pay for the service, and then depending on your tenants' likes and dislikes, they're either gonna like it or they might dislike it.
Yeah.
And these likes and dislikes and all those traits as well are gonna be things that you're gonna have to learn about them as you go. So you're not gonna have all the information. Yeah, you're not gonna know it all. Some things you're gonna have to experiment. But you can also, we're gonna have this this new mechanic called research, where you can sort of tell your landlord character to focus on this one tenant specifically, and then they're going to take some time of their day to basically learn more about them, and you're going to be able to do that for one tenant at a time. So you might decide that, oh, I got 3 days here, let me research this one tenant, and then after 3 days you're going to get a report of certain traits and likes and dislikes that you've uncovered about them, right? You've learned about them.
I have an idea you might want to write down, I think. So when you use that company to give you the history of a tenant, right?
Yeah.
What if you had a percentage chance of also getting a trait with that information? When you pay to get that information about the previous things, you could potentially get a little bit of information there.
That is actually a bit how it's going to work.
Okay. Good.
We're on the same page.
I was just about to say, we're on the same page.
So yeah, pretty much like the theme of the update is going to be have more interactions for people to sort of do with their tenants, and have more stuff that they can do without necessarily waiting for them to come to you with stuff.
Yeah.
That is going to be the name of the game here with this update.
Oh, 60 days.
Then, right, and then not only are you going to have these services which allow you to make your tenant happier, but there's also going to be certain ways to sabotage your tenants and sort of make them angry enough to the point where they break the contract with you and sort of pay the fee for breaking the contract. And if you want to be an evil landlord and sort of farm money that way, then you can also do that.
Do you have any I'm sure some people would probably be annoyed with it, but do you have any plans of also making it so that the tenants will, for example, just move out for no reason at some point, not paying, what they need to pay, and what some of those annoying things. I mean, what I would love to see is also have the option to, let's say, pull a tenant to court if they do something really bad.
Yeah, so actually, even in this update, we're gonna have a new mechanic where basically if your tenant remains unhappy for a certain amount of time, they're gonna be able to basically Brexit out of your apartment, and so you're gonna have to be constantly on the lookout now to make sure that they don't stay unhappy for too long.
Yeah.
And then in the future, with the landlord update, we're also going to be focusing on evictions and on certain mechanics that go with it, where perhaps your tenant won't want to, leave your property.
Okay. Hey DX, how are you doing today? This is new, isn't it? These commercials up here.
I think they've been here for a while.
I know.
Some of them are new.
I don't think they were there when I sent you a photo. Remember that screenshot I made in Photoshop where I put my own logo on here?
Oh yeah, maybe.
I don't think they were in at that time.
See, this is the part of the game where I don't really know much about, because this is all what our artists do and our fabulous level designer.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yes. Sorry, Kichi. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, hi, Kichi, too.
Let's see. Kichi said, it has been stated the game price will differ from early access to full release. Can we expect a small graduate price increase every major update, or just a bigger one after the release?
Let me think.
Sure, take your time. You're not in a rush. If some of these questions are a little bit on the edge, just nobody's forcing you to answer anything you don't want to answer.
Right. Let's not then, right? I don't want to comment on pricing, because that is something that our publisher, and we have to together decide and talk about. But I will say that the price increase that you're gonna see after early access is not gonna be anything major. The game is not gonna cost $60 suddenly.
What is it right now? $19.99 or something? Dollars?
Yeah.
I mean, even if it increased to $30 at full release with all the full content, I think that's a very fair price.
Yeah, that would be on the higher end of the spectrum of
okay. Yeah, I think that's fine in terms of diving into to money. Let's see. There's another question here from Ruby. When we renovate a property, would it be an idea to maybe say what type of accommodation is in demand in that area? For example, if couples are looking for somewhere to rent, we could design it accordingly, and then we maybe get more rent. I like that idea. That's compelling.
Sorry, I got distracted here a little. Yeah, definitely sounds like a great idea. I will say that we want the Manhattan update specifically.
Yeah.
We also want to introduce more ways that you can interact with the in-game environment, so that you don't necessarily just work on the apartments themselves, but you can also influence the neighborhood and improve it in some ways, or
turn the slums into a hipster community.
perhaps if you want to invest in the slums and sort of change what kind of people want to move to slums, then you'll be able to do that. So in a way, we're gonna be doing this with the Manhattan update.
I really like that idea.
Yeah. For instance, you're gonna be able to invest, say, in a fancy restaurant that is gonna bring more fancy clientele.
It actually went really well with
And then you're also
my
gonna be able to make money off of that as well.
Yeah.
Those investments.
I mean, Ruby's question goes really well with my next question, which is, will we ever be able to build our own buildings? And what I mean here with this question is, for example, this building has an exterior, and maybe I don't like that too much, and I would love to like develop my own building, like this little lot right here, for example. Be able to buy this building, the entire building, not just the apartment, but the entire building. You know, I guess you would become more like a developer than a landlord if you do that. But do you think that's something that you would consider in the future, if we could rip down this entire building and then decide out of some parameters what we wanted to? I mean, it goes again with what Ruby said, the whole appeal to different types of archetypes of people. So if we made the building like business looking, like, you would have a high chance of attracting businesses. If you made it like cozy and red and, you know, very family friendly looking, you'd attract those type of people.
In terms of the ability to build your own like buildings and basically work from scratch, that is actually something that we have planned for one of the DLCs that are gonna
Nice.
that we're gonna be working on after full release.
You make me happy all the time, Waxx. Every time we talk, you make me happy. That's really cool to hear.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I would love to in this, because, I mean, you know, I love city building games.
Right.
And to be able to actually work on how they, like, if I become like a, what do you call it, a mogul, and I make a lot of money from all my tenants, I would love to be able to take it to the next level and start buying up entire blocks and changing the way the entire city looks, like an entire block of the city.
Well, that would be a bit extreme.
It would be fun, though.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah,
I can't necessarily comment right now on what exactly we're going to be doing for this particular DLC, because it's just so far away right now. But yeah, as we get closer to it, we'll definitely have more information.
I need to finish the giveaway in a little bit. So guys, if you want to buy your last tickets, now is the time to do ! giveaway. Get your why is the giveaway overlay not showing? Hello?
Any chance we could ever run for mayor, I
There we go.
assume, or something? The mayor
Waxx,
is actually gonna be.
Can we wait with this question until I'm back?
Oh, okay, sure.
First thing I want to do real quick though, before answering that, is just there was the what about letting us be landlords for shops or businesses or buildings too? And if you want to, because I need to go stretch my legs, you did put something in the roadmap, which is the startups and offices, which I'm guessing is going to be a good while into development.
Yes, so that includes the sort of investment opportunities that I've mentioned, but they're also going to be startups and offices that I can actually work on and fix up.
How deep are we going to go into that? How deep is the game going to go into that? I guess is my question. Will I be able to, for example, build a gaming, like an internet cafe, and then have people come in and you know, they will pay a fee to visit the place, and then that money goes to me? Or what is the idea behind startups and offices? Are you able to talk more about it?
Unfortunately, I can't talk about more details regarding those features just yet.
Okay.
But there's definitely going to be ways that you're going to be able to make money off of those
Yeah.
investments.
And I'm gonna go AFK. I won't turn the music up. So if you want to just talk about the run for mayor stuff now, then that would be perfect. Then you can basically do my job while I go on a quick break, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, sure.
If you want to have a break as well, I can crank the music up and we can both go stretch our legs for 5 minutes.
I can take this question.
Okay.
No problem.
Cool. I'll be right back.
Okay. So in terms of having the ability for players to run for mayor, this is put it this way: this is not going to happen because the mayor is actually going to be a recurring character later on as we get to Manhattan. We've already seen him. We've already seen him in the suburbs, where he has his own house, and then we have to work on his garden and clean it up. But he's actually going to have more stuff for us to do with the Manhattan update. And he's going to be having us basically compete against other landlords. I don't know if you guys played this one cool game back in the day called Airline Tycoon. But for those who have, just think about how you can have your own sort of airline, and then you can have, and then you can get to compete against other people and sabotage like other people trying to make their way in the industry. And that's going to be a similar experience that we're going to be going for in the Tenants with that update. We're basically going to have the mayor host certain special events for you and other landlords, and you're going to be competing against them. And you're going to be meeting him a lot. So no, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to run for mayor, but you're going to be able to interact with him in many, many ways. I hope that satisfies your curiosity. Do we have to be evil to those landlords? No, you can play it however you want to. If you want to be fair, and if you want to be the reasonable landlord that doesn't necessarily care about what other landlords are doing, you can do that. Although you have to accept the possibility that they might not necessarily agree and be as reasonable as you are, and so they might be more evil towards you. Oh yeah, his game is going wild now. So if I wanted, I could send them gifts and be friends to help each other. I don't know if you're gonna have the ability to send them gifts, but you can. But you're definitely gonna be able to support them in some ways. Let's put it that way.
I'll be fine. I'm back, by the way.
Oh, you're back?
Yeah.
Welcome back. Yeah, I managed to answer a few questions while you were away.
Hey, thank you. Oh, somebody got upset with me.
You forgot to pause the game.
No, I never pause the game.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what game I stream, I never pause because it makes it interesting for people who watch while I need to go stretch.
Especially with a game like this.
If somebody here is new, I have chronic pain, so I have to get up like every hour or so to kind of stretch. Otherwise, it's going to be too painful to sit. So that's why I take a lot of breaks to just go stretch a little bit. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's finish the giveaway. Let's see who wins. I hope you guys had all your tickets in. I see we got 43 tickets purchased for this one. So the building blew up. Interesting. I mean, I'll even not pause the game while I'm playing games like RimWorld or stuff like that, where it can go scary real quick. And the fun part about RimWorld is that I name everybody, all the characters in the game, I name them after viewers, so they will just sit there and watch their character get murdered in the game while I'm AFK.
Wow.
You know, it happens. All right, let's see who the next winner of a copy of the Tenants is. Remember, as I said at the start of this giveaway, if you're not in chat, if you're not saying, hey, I'm here, then we're going to draw another winner. I only did that mistake with Lewis is here, so he got lucky. Lewis is getting a game, but let's do this. The winner is Waxx. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Waxx.
You have won it with a 2.33 chance.
Oh boy.
That was yeah, there was people in there with 20 tickets.
To win.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I forgot to say who we had in the giveaway. We had Waxx, we had Stella, we had Mythical Hydra, we have Ivamura, and we had Fairy Gaming. So congratulations. Waxx, send me a whisper. I'll just say hi in chat here. If you send me a whisper on Twitch, I will reply your whisper with the key for the game. So make sure you send me a whisper right away and I can send you the Steam key. And you can get it redeemed and start playing. And this run is complete. We're not over yet though. When Fable, you can be that lucky. I mean, I think the best bet here is to just make sure that you buy one ticket for each giveaway. And then if you have extra risk at the last giveaway and you still haven't won it, buy all the tickets you can. That's probably the best way to go about it.
Strategy.
Let's see here. Back to giveaways. So, here's what we can do. Click copy. Click create. Done. New giveaway. Another copy of the Tenants has just been started. You guys can buy your tickets now. And, you know, oh boy.
Oh, Brito has so many points.
That's nothing. Check this out. Here you go. 46,000. Let me just make sure I'm up to date here. Oh, Uncle coming in. It's in my own... No. All right, I got the next question ready for you. I just need to take care of these roaches here first.
Oh, sure.
How much time do you have?
We can go for 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
Still.
I'm not sure I have the question for 30 minutes, but maybe chat has something. So let's see here. I'm just gonna move this over here.
Brito asks, how do you give your points to other people? What was the command again?
I think it's ! Give points at Rito 500. There you go, yeah.
Yeah.
We already talked about allowing players to add custom PNGs to photo frames in the game. So you said that, you know, and even add custom floor/wallpaper, I think would be amazing.
Yeah, although that would probably be something that we'd be looking to implement with our potential Steam Workshop support.
Okay.
Potential again.
Yeah, that would be amazing. All right, here comes the big question. If you could add one thing and you could just snap your fingers and it would be in the game today, what would that be?
Today. So actually, there is this new feature that we've designed and thought of recently. Where basically we want to have a special office building for Uncle Steve and for your agents in town. And we're gonna have it so that you as a player get to design it and then work on certain improvements, on certain modifications to it. And so that you're essentially gonna have this this way to invest more money and make Steve work better and make your agents work better.
Ooh.
And there you're gonna also have certain ways to research certain upgrades to your agents. Because right now you essentially get your agent and then that's it. If you want them to get better at something, then
you get a new one.
You really have to fire them and you just get a new one, right?
Yeah.
But for instance, a lot of players suggested that we could have the ability for agents to say, work on certain aspects of our landlording responsibilities, even as we are in the same district as they are in.
Mhm.
And so, for instance, that is something that could perhaps come in as an upgrade to your agent that you could research if you invested in that house.
Okay.
So this is actually a cool feature that we thought of, and if I could snap my fingers, I would definitely want it to be here tomorrow.
I like that idea. Have you thought about maybe having it so that the agents actually level up progressively as they do certain jobs?
Yeah, there's going to be a bit of that, because then we still have to figure out exactly how we're going to be able to, or what kind of currency / what resources will we require for you to actually unlock those things and upgrade them.
Mm-hmm.
But it also might be, like you mentioned, that we're going to be introducing levels to our agents.
Okay.
So who knows? Maybe that's how we're going to do it.
I like it.
Yeah, and the cool part about it is that you're actually going to be able to see your agents, like, hang out, and you're going to be able to see Uncle Steve when you're not, controlling him. You're going to be able to see him chilling at that place. So this is going to be also a cool little thing to sort of check up on.
Sorry, could you say that again?
I mentioned that you're also going to be able to actually see your agents and Uncle Steve hang out at this place, this special office space.
Oh yeah, I like that.
So we're going to be able to check up on that. Yeah.
Wow, I'm completely out of questions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, then again, I did just write questions for about an hour, and you're being so generous, and
that is true.
Are spending more time here with us. So if you guys have any questions, anything really that you're curious about in terms of the game, or just something you want to ask, Waxx.
So far, I'm enjoying watching you play as well.
Do you want to hear a fun little thing? So
yeah.
When I got to the point where you needed to go in and remind the tenant to pay the rent, I thought it was a bug that the thing didn't go way up in the top, because I was so focused on asking the questions and paying attention to what you were saying, and that text didn't go away. So it's like, shit, we got a bug while you're here. But then it wasn't a bug, so that was good.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. Like, one of the things that people have also mentioned a lot is that once you get a lot of messages from one tenant, the game tends to slow down a lot when opening your phone. And actually, right now, we're working on certain optimizations to that, so that if you have a lot of reviews or if you have a lot of messages from your tenants, we're working on things to make it faster.
One thing that was mentioned earlier in the stream, I think before you arrived, was somebody was asking, is there a way to clear all messages with one click? And I said, not currently. But that is something that I could actually see being very useful. Just having a clear button down here, click that, and then all of this goes away at once, instead of having to click each one of those. Same thing for the reviews. Some way to minimize everyone at the same time, because I have a tendency to sit and click all of these, because I like having this view right here. But now I have to click all these little minuses for all of my reviews to get the overview to see where did I actually perform. So a minimize all button would be cool as well.
That is true. That is true.
And thank you, Shadow Cat. I just built these places like I would like to, so that I would like to live in them. What? Move. Are you? Yeah, I'll read the question up for you. So you can just sit and relax. Would you ever consider adding filters for personality types in the furniture menu? So I could sort my items that alcoholics like, or sort by all items gamers like, etc.
Right. We actually don't want to make that information public, I guess. We want our players to find out what certain archetypes like and dislike. So you're gonna have to experiment a little to see what they like.
Good answer. Yeah, I agree with that, because it can easily become... you can become too guided in a game. And I get it that a lot of people want their hand to be held a little bit. I guess I'm opposite when it comes to that. I like to get frustrated with not being able to figure something out in a game, and I have to try a lot of different things before I figure it out. So I think a good middle way there would probably be best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's still definitely a constant sort of point of discussion of how much information we want to make transparent and how cagey we want to be with certain aspects of the game. So it's definitely a thing where we have to strike the right balance.
What the heck did I just do? How is this blocking the path of this?
Can you zoom out a little bit more?
Check this out. It's not blocking it here.
What if you move the fridge?
I mean, granted, the fridge is a little bit in the wall.
Wait, now it works?
Yeah, if I move this out one spot off the wall.
Okay.
Hey!
Actually clip that, because that is an interesting edge case.
Rito, can you clip it for me, please? So... And I hope you don't mind me talking about other games as well, but I did get 5 days early access to a game called Hoko Life, and I was in close contact, actually daily DMs with the solo developer of that game. And
Robert, yes.
yeah,
I've been following this game too.
Yeah, I did so much bug testing for him. I think in the first 5 days I put in about 30 bug reports. He was so grateful at the end of that. But this is what I do when I play games. I find little shit like this and break it.
Yeah.
And then I send it to devs like you, Waxx, and then you go like, how the heck did he do that? But yeah, that's me.
I have no idea why this executed.
But Rito is right. Leave it up to me to break a game. That's what I do.
Yeah. I'm usually that player who doesn't really run into issues when playing other games. It's very rare that I find something.
Oh, I'm good.
Like an actual bug.
I'm good at it. I'm very good at it. You could call that a rare skill that I have.
Streamer's curse.
I guess so, yeah. Man, I can't wait till we can move the freaking windows.
Oh yeah, that is gonna be fun as well.
I'm just like, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this any different. I mean, granted, I could make this bedroom smaller, but I also don't want to do that. We could like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to. I don't know. I think the only real thing to do here is just wait for Waxx to
wing it for now and then wait for the update.
We're just pretending the window isn't there.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. All right, I got creative freedom out here. Woo. Walls. We're gonna go with this nice gray color. Oh, actually, no, there's this white color here. That's good. And then floors. We're gonna hop on to this. That's good looking. Furniture. There we go. You get a fan. No, I don't think I have. I'm trying to think if there's more stuff I want to know about the game, but not really. The only thing I'm like, the only thing I can really do right now is give you suggestions. Like for example, you know, the corner of the building right here.
This is already, we've already patched those
Yay!
internally. So yeah,
That's
it hopefully should be out with the Tenant update as well. But we've already done it.
good. See, you always make me happy. Uh-oh.
And trust me, we've like, especially me, like anytime I played the Tenants, I instantly saw those and just and just knew that we had to get them.
Yeah.
At some point.
Oh yeah, I need to leave him first. He needs to get out of here. Did you manage to get a clip, Rito? And yeah, if so, I'm guessing you just send it directly to Waxx. Done, deliver. Yeah, okay, thanks. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I guess I do have another question. So, once the Tenants is released, and I mean, granted, yeah, you're gonna be working on some DLCs and you're gonna making some post-release updates and stuff.
Yes.
What the? Why am I getting wah 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 right now? I remember getting that sound while playing this game the last time, and I could never figure out why I got that sound.
Oh, that's gonna be a sound if something breaks, for instance.
But nothing has broken. Oh, maybe it's because it just... No, that's painting. Oh. Robbery in progress, I guess.
Oh yeah, or that. Too.
Oh, so it's also a sound for robbery? Oh!
I can't necessarily say off the top of my head, but it definitely sound for trouble.
I'll cover the cost of security cameras. Wait, does he actually put in security cameras now? What's he doing? Do we get to see security cameras in here?
No, for now you just have to imagine that they're there.
All right, so game suggestion.
Make them visible. Create actual models.
No, when you get robbed, instead of a sound, maybe a police siren,
Oh, yeah.
or a guy laughing, you know, because or like, you know, you have like the Pink Panther, da-dun, 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 like the sneaky thief sound.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of different sounds that we also want to add to the game.
Yay. I think I'm done here. Just had to replace the freaking thing. Alright, she's happy now.
Right now, we're working hard on making sure that the new services and all the different shows and things that you can get for your tenant have all the necessary sound effects.
Makes sense. Yeah, so back to what I was asking. So when you're at the point where I'm kind of asking you to look into the future now. When you're at a point where you're working on some DLCs, but you know the development pressure for the Tenant is not going to be that high anymore. Do you already now have some ideas for projects you want to be working on in the future? Like if other games you are really interested in?
Oh yeah, like me and Antec constantly have at least a few ideas at any given time that we like to explore. So there's definitely ideas for future projects, but like for now, we're definitely focusing on the Tenants for at least a few years in terms of just the base game, and then post-release updates, your DLCs, console ports, perhaps a mobile version of the game. So there's still definitely a lot of different ideas to explore within the Tenants brand.
I don't remember if you touched on it, but did you mention what was planned for the DLCs? And is it something you can, you know, touch on?
Unfortunately, no, not right now.
I know something that I think could be a cool DLC for the game.
Yeah.
How about you have the option, because I live in an apartment in real life where I'm not allowed to have pets. But I have seriously been considering maybe harboring a pet and, you know, just do my best to make sure my landlord doesn't find out. Obviously I'm not going to do it, and now I've also said it on a public stream, so that makes me even more not going to do it. But it would be cool with a DLC where your tenants would actually move in with a dog, cat, I don't know if you want to go crazy, a giraffe,
Giraffe.
and have apartments where you allow it or disallow it, and then they will do their best to kind of hide the traces of having a pet in their house. So like a whole, I mean, just to go in like the goats and chickens, exactly. Or pet rats.
It's definitely an interesting idea.
Or pet roaches, like all kinds of
Pet
crazy.
roaches, yeah.
Yeah, and then they will spread into other apartments if you don't catch them in the act of having pet roaches. I mean, that's something I would love to see in the DLC. Is it in the line of something like that you guys might be considering doing?
Yeah, definitely. Like, the DLCs that we wanna work on for the Tenants are definitely gonna be more in line with like actual expansion packs.
Okay.
The game. We're definitely not gonna be releasing any like $5 DLCs that are just gonna have some stuff in them. That's definitely not the direction that we want to take it.
Oh yay, the drug den. I know.
Families and couples as tenants, Ruby asks.
Yeah.
I would say we're gonna have to wait a bit longer to see that in the game, but it's definitely gonna come.
Confirmed.
All right, it's 9:30 now. I'm gonna have to leave you, sadly.
All good. I really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you again for inviting me over on the stream. It was really nice talking to you. Again, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you playing the game as well as, of course, translating the game to Danish.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, thank you again. I had a blast. See
Me
you
too.
around.
Definitely. Have a good one, Waxx.
Yeah, bye-bye.
See ya.
Everyone.
I'm gonna wave. Give him a good send-off here. So yeah, that was the developer of the Tenants. I hope you guys got a lot of your questions answered for the game. I'm definitely more excited for the future now of the Tenants. I was excited already because I can see the potential. But I love the fact that how much these guys are actually listening to the community. Look at the freaking traffic out there! They need to put up a light here. Man, these guys... No! Oh, we got a crash out there. Where's the ambulance? Sorry. No, I like how much they actually listen to the community. Many of the things that I suggested for the game is already in. One being the pay all bills button right here was not in the game initially. And once you have like 15 different apartments, having to scroll down and click pay all... Oh, they also added the pay automatically. Yes.